Hi guys, Rebecca the Explorer here. Today is 4/10/2017. The time is 6:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The date in New Zealand is April 11th, 2017, and the time is 10:25 a.m. We're going to start on the 10th at midnight. So we start out with a 2.1. Just over here near Taramea. Then we had a 1.8, a 1.9, a 1.9, a 1.6, a 1.6, a 2.0, a 1.5, a 1.0, a 2.0, a 2.1, and we had a 2.7. That was Greta Valley. The next quake was a 2.1 at 119 kilometers in depth. Let's get a look at the area. Trees. Our next quake was a 1.4, followed by a 2.1, a 1.5, and a 0.7 at 55 kilometers in depth. This was in the Kaweka Forest Park. I'm assuming those are clouds. Our next quake was a 2.3 at 57 kilometers in depth. This was over in between Gisborne and White Island and Bay of Plenty. The next quake was a 2.8. That was followed by a 0.8 at 0 kilometers in depth. This was over at Rapehu. Next quake was a 1.6, a 2.2, and then a 2.1 at 151 kilometers in depth. Interesting. Next quake was a 2.1, 2.1, 2.8, 2.1, a 1.5, a 2.5 at 68 kilometers in depth, a 1.6, a 1.1, and a 1.6 at 90 kilometers in depth. And this is where the deforestation area is. This is amazing. The next quake was a 1.8. That was followed by a 1.3, a 1.8, then a 2.1 at 72 kilometers in depth. That was followed by a 2.0, a 2.5, a 2.4 at 79 kilometers in depth. That was followed by a 2.0 at 82 kilometers in depth. And I'm just sort of recapping the ones that we've had so far. That was also followed, same day, by 3.5 at 150 kilometers in depth. This was over here in Cook Strait, in between both of the islands. That was followed by a 2.0, 2.1, and a 1.9 at 49 kilometers in depth. A 1.7, a 0.9, a 1.8, a 1.4, a 1.4, a 2.2, a 1.5, 1.6, a 1.4, a 1.8. And then I found something interesting, so we were actually looking at it, and I think that it is a geothermal area. So marked it. Let me see if there is a road area or not. No. Anyway, I found this one because there was an earthquake that happened near it. Actually, it was several, but I noticed it because of the last one. And it seems pretty big. But I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, the next quake was a 2.5. That was followed by a 1.4, a 1.9, a 2.2, 1.8, a 1.4 at 93 kilometers in depth. This was in Tasman Bay. Our next quake was a 3.4 at 127 kilometers in depth. This was out behind White Island. That was followed by a 2.4, a 1.5, a 2.3, a 2.2, a 1.9, a 2.3, a 1.3, a 1.6, and a 1.7 at 83 kilometers in depth. That was followed by a 3.6 at 25 kilometers in depth. Ouch. That was followed by a 2.1, a 1.8, a 1.4, and a 1.9. And then we move on to the 11th midnight, going into the 11th. Started with a 2.5, which is over here near Taranaki Bight. That was followed by a 1.8, a 1.5, a 1.7, a 1.8, a 1.8, another 1.8, a 1.5, a 2.3, a 2.4, a 2.5, a 2.2, a 2.1, a 1.2, a 2.0, a 1.4. That was followed by a 1.1, a 1.6, a 1.9, a 2.5, 2.3, a 1.1, 1.7, then a 2.0, and then we had a 2.7 at 97 kilometers in depth. Interesting. That was followed by a 2.3, a 1.9, a 2.6, a 2.0, a 2.2, a 1.8, and then a 2.3 at 132 kilometers in depth. Almost within the same area. The next quake was a 2.7 at 73 kilometers in depth. It was a little ways out past White Island. If you look on the level, it was over here. Next quake was a 2.4, a 2.1, a 2.1, a 1.6, a 2.3, 2.0, a 2.6 at 83 kilometers in depth. Next quake was a 2.2. Near Lake Aitawater. And then we had a 5.1 at 60 kilometers in depth at Vanuatu. And those are the quakes for today. The ones I'm more concerned about are these ones here. This one here can lead up to A5. It could go this way, or this way. Most of the ones I see here, they come down this way. Anyway, you guys, much love. Check out Dutch Sense, and have a good day.